just as I was getting a little optimistic about Strange New Worlds with the Season 3 premiere being all right and actually feeling a little bit like Star Trek, they're going right back off the rails again. Yes, it was San Diego Comic-Con's Star Trek Universe panel, and they unveiled the future of the franchise, which is not looking bright at all. It's looking like this. Oh my gosh. Yes, this is the future of Starfleet now. Half jem'hadar, half Klingon. We'll get into why this is the stupidest concept of all time in just a moment and what it's actually deflecting from showing by being what it is. Unbelievable. But there's a lot more to this, and we're going to unpack all of it today. So please hit the like and subscribe button if you're a science fiction fan who likes to explore strange new worlds and has an optimistic version of the future. They enjoyed Star Trek back in the day, that you're going to be a person who loves this channel. We talk about all things science fiction and fantasy here. I appreciate you being here. And I am writing a bunch of science fiction myself. I'm a science fiction writer, so if you like my thoughts on writing, go check out my books, guys. The Stars Entwined is where this starts. The Orion War is going to be something that Star Trek fans love, especially if you like that Deep Space Nine era. We have a beautiful war that builds up, and of course, our protagonists have to just stop it at the end of the day. And they end up building a beautiful storyline, a personal storyline that makes some great characters over the 3 books. So start here. It's in the description below. I also want you to sign up for my newsletter because I am doing Star Trek better than Star Trek. It's going to be called Valiant Frontiers. It's spinning out of that Orion War book that I was just showing you right here. And I'm going to have a space exploration, Planet of the Week style adventure in books that are going to do Star Trek better than these guys understand it. I understand the ethos of it. I understand how to make it work. I understand great science fiction, and I'm going to bring it to you. That's coming soon. So sign up for the newsletter. You get 3 free books for doing so. Great deal right there. Get on Amazon, support our channel right here, and thank you for all reading so much and making us a success over the years. It's because we understand science fiction and understand what makes Star Trek great. And with that, obviously, Alex Kurtzman does not. This is crazy. And you know, I want to say every time I think Star Trek can't get worse, they always manage somehow. But I do think that Section 31 still manages to be worse than this. That was the worst possible thing anybody could have ever made. Thankfully, it was just a one-off TV movie. Now, Starfleet Academy's already greenlit for 2 seasons. We're going to get at least 20 episodes of this, and it's a very high budget. The rumors are that the first season cost $130 million to make. So this is something that they're pouring a lot into as kind of a last gasp, last-ditch effort here. Now, the setting already makes a dead-on arrival for most Star Trek fans. It takes place after the end of Discovery, which most Star Trek fans want to ignore that Discovery ever happened, pretend it's in a different universe, get rid of it from the timeline. In fact, there's these theories that whatever happened in the lower decks makes it so that these are all completely alternate universes and invalidates all this stuff anyway. That's what Trek fans want. They want this whole era behind them because it was such a disaster on every level. Now, this being a soft continuation of that is going to be a massive problem from the get-go. You just can't fix that. The burn situation in Discovery, I'm not going to go into it too much, but it's so painful to Star Trek fans. It really ruined everything beyond all the weird LGBTQ signaling that they pushed in that. And we're going to get more of that in this. This looks like a diversity cast all the way around. So they unveiled the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, and shiny happy black lady, of course, being in charge here, and you got a white woman who is not only the chancellor of the academy, but she actually runs her own starship also. And then this is her first officer. Yes, so we're gonna get a completely female cast again that's in charge of everything. And this is a problem. You know, Strange New Worlds has this problem too. Outside of Pike and Spock, who they had to put in there. You know, the entire bridge crew is a bunch of women, and it just looks weird, especially when Kirk and Spock are out. Elsewhere, it's like, you know, you have an entirely female staff here, and this is intentional. It's to destroy the white male ethos out there and the existence out there. They hate white males, and they want white males gone, and they want to envision a future without white males. So while they had to have that for those 2 particular characters, you notice every other character does not have that, and it's absolutely intentional. And you can see it because now it's a pattern. It was Discovery did this. I think the only white male that was really a big part of it was a homosexual in a racial relationship. And then, of course, Strange New Worlds has that casting as well. And then if you look at this, it's very similar. The only white male I've seen in the casting is the Doctor, who's a hologram, who's not even a real person, right? So it's like, okay, this is something that they want to do, and they're pushing this right here for a couple of reasons. I mean, I mentioned I'd get into the jem'hadar not making sense. It doesn't, because jem'hadar are birthed from pods. They are not. They don't reproduce like normal. So having a half Klingon, half jem'hadar does not make it's like just an insult to Star Trek fans, especially we're 800 years in whatever future it is. It's like, the burn has disconnected different people from different parts of the galaxy, right? So it's like, what is happening here? This doesn't even make sense at all. If you remember Voyager, it was very, very hard for Tom Paris and B'Elanna to have a child because of the Klingon DNA made it very, very difficult. And so this again is like, if that's an extremely difficult thing, that's very, very rare. How is this even a thing? Not only that, but this is meant to distract, because she's so ugly and weird as a jem'hadar that it's distracting from the fact that she's like this like large body positive woman, which again just stems out of Discovery with that Tilly character. It's like, how are all these like militaries that are here having all these out of shape people walking around on their starships? It doesn't make any sense on that level either. But nobody's going to be talking about that because the jem'hadar thing is so egregious. But it is, again, this is intentional casting like this to try to push this kind of weird thing. You see this in the cadets too. Like, is this woman like not? How's she going to run the mile? It's like, is this what's happening with boot camp here? You usually see that in the youthful sort of spot, that a lot of these people are very much in shape in the military, but not in Starfleet Academy. You'll notice something about all the cadets here. We have Caleb Muir. Okay, he's definitely ambiguous race or whatever. We got Sam. She's of course the out of shape black lady. We got multiples of those because you need. This is also one, even though it's not, quote, it is. So you got two. Cool. Then you got your Klingon. This is insulting to Jaden. Oh, come on. It's like, can't you why wouldn't you just call him Crag? Like, Crag's a good Klingon name. Jaden is Will Smith's son. It's just a black person's name with a hyphen in it. What are you doing? This is really insulting to Star Trek fans right here. We got Genesis Live, who's a Dar Shah, whatever that is. So okay. And Darim Raimi. Okay. You notice anything, friends? Oh, there's 0 white male cadets. Oh, yeah, it's pretty obvious, like, what they're intentionally doing on this type of stuff. Again, this is like worse diversity than Discovery. And this one, which ones are going to be gay? I'm going to guess they're going to have the first gay Klingon. Is what I'm gonna guess is gonna happen here. That's what they're gonna go for with their diversity on this. It's really painful. So can't play the trailer because this is YouTube these days and you just can't get it. But it's just shiny happy black lady. You got a black dude making out with a white gal in it for your like burger commercial. It's just the same thing over and over and over again with this like just obscene diversity that is just flying in the face of what Star Trek shouldn't be. But guys, don't worry. It gets even worse than this, because this is obnoxious and something that nobody wants to watch as a Star Trek fan. But here's something else that nobody wants to watch as a Star Trek fan. You could see it right here as soon as is it up? Yes. So not only is Strange New Worlds going off the rails with its musical episode, which it did, which was ridiculous and stupid, and it looks like they're having ridiculous and stupid stuff in season 3 here as well. Now we're going to have a Muppet episode where they turn, I guess they're going to turn into Muppets or something like that. Why would you do this? This is so, like, you just pull, like, Star Trek's supposed to kind of have that, like, it exists for real kind of vibe to it. And Strange New Worlds just loves to not do that. It loves to just, like, treat Star Trek like a parody of Star Trek instead of what it is. And it's just, like, it's so insulting to fans. So these are the 2 shows you're going to get next year. You're going to get season 4 with some Muppets in Strange New Worlds. You're going to get season 1 of Discovery Part 2, even more diverse at the Academy. And then there's going to be a 2026 of season 2 of that, and then season 5 of this to wrap up the Alex Kurtzman era. So you get 2 full more years of these shows coming out and being absolutely painful. Now, hopefully there's a little light at the end of the tunnel here as the Skydance merger with Paramount is wrapping up. And, apparently they're not very happy with what they've seen from Star Trek, which makes sense, like most fans aren't. And so maybe Secret Hideout and Alex Kurtzman are going to get the can and get booted at this point, and at least these will end at this juncture. it's like, wow, this is painful. Now there is a little bit of a kernel of niceness here, and this is a little nostalgia, member berries and stuff like this. Star Trek Con. Now Star Trek Con is not going to be a TV series or anything like that. It is going to be an audio drama series as like a podcast sort of setup. As again, and this is Kurtzman trying to push the Star Trek brand into other things over and over and over and over again, because this is kind of his deal too. Never works very well. They're doing like a YouTube Shorts series too of like cartoony kids trying to get that Gen Alpha to watch. It's stupid. That's coming down the pipeline, and that's been greenlit for whatever reason. This is audio podcast because they want to get on the podcasting space. Again, it's like they just don't want to focus Star Trek on Star Trek. They want to make Star Trek not Star Trek, and in these other spaces. Kurtzman's entire deal is, okay, let's make Star Trek but 90210. Let's make Star Trek but The Office. Let's make Star Trek but Rick and Morty, right? And that's like the onus of what they've done this entire time. So this is going to be a podcast in that sort of vein. And, it actually seems all right. Now, it is a member berries, like I said, and it's Khan after he's left on that planet by Captain Kirk after Space Seed, trying to make his way on the planet and trying to conquer that planet with the people that are left with him. And so this, I guess, has some Excelsior sort of narration from Captain Sulu and from Tuvok involved in it as well. I don't know how that's all going to play in, but it is something that is there and existing, and it seems pretty neat. So they're going to have a decent audio drama out of this, and it seems like this is the closest thing to real Star Trek we're going to get. I don't like these little let's do the character backstory arcs sort of things. In general, I mean, Star Wars tends to lean on that quite a bit in the Disney Plus programming, and it's just like there's no reason for it. They don't usually add a lot, but podcasting might be in audio dramas. It might be a decent way to do it, and they're bringing in some of the novel writers, and the novel writers take a little better care with continuity than the people who write for Kurtzman's shows. So I actually have a little hope for this. So this is the best thing's going to come out of Star Trek next year is going to be this Con series, and the TV shows are going way off the rails. Very, very sad and insulting to fans. I can't believe they're going through with this, but it is Alex Kurtzman. What do you expect? Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button, guys. Check out, grab my newsletter and in the description below, and also check out the Stars Entwined. This is available on ebook, print, and audio. If you like real Star Trek, this is the series for you. You're going to love it. Thanks for being here and being great readers. We'll be back.